They ran for their lives. Their legs ached, their chests heaved, and their lungs burned, but they pressed on. "Come on, Willie. We ain't got much longer now." Willie pushed his brawny frame forward, the sweat on his brow proof of his effort, but still he lagged behind Charlie's longer, leaner physique. "You done say that 2 times. I was running fast as my legs would carry me," Willie panted, pushing himself harder to catch up. Willie and Charlie. These were not the names either man was born with, but the monikers they were assigned because their white captors were unwilling to pronounce their real names. They were the names they had met each other by on the Barrow plantation, where Willie had been enslaved for the past 7 years. Charlie had been traded to the plantation last year. Willie had heard the whispers about Charlie's past, his capture after trying to escape the last plantation he was on, his obstinate attitude, his tendency to fake illnesses to avoid work, his murmurings of running away. Charlie was, in many ways, Willie's opposite. Willie had been a slave for 18 years, 2 years longer than he had been free, and more than half his life. He knew of the severe punishments reserved for those who tried to flee. Unlike Charlie, Willie did his best not to provoke the overseers of the Barrow plantation, but his efforts to keep quiet and productive did not stop the Barrow plantation's chief overseer, Monroe, from tormenting Willie every chance he got. Enduring cruelty was a reality of life for Willie. But when Monroe had grabbed Willie's basket of rice stalks, tossed them across the wet paddy, declared he hadn't met his daily harvest requirement, and used the falsehood as justification to punch him repeatedly while the other overseers held him down, Willie started listening to Charlie's whispers. "We's can be free," Charlie had breathed in Willie's ear as the slave shuffled off the rice paddy after the incident. "You think these whip crackers care about old meek Willie? He works so good and don't kick up no fuss. But what good it done you? You ain't gonna win. Ain't none of us gonna win. You gots to take freedom, Willie. Ain't nobody gonna gives it to you. I say gives me freedom or gives me death."